There we go. That is the Charlatans and my beautiful friend following on from George Michael. And I Can't Make You Love Me. And talking about friends, somebody I haven't spoken to for quite some time. And we're linking up with him right now. Good morning. Good morning to Alejandro. Alejandro Hilton. Good morning to you, Alejandro.
How you doing, Gary? How's everything? You looking good, man. How's everything?
That's what a year of locking being locked down can do to you. And you have, because you're in Germany right now, right?
Yes, I am. I'm in Germany right now. I came here in September 2019.
Uh,
I remember we released the album in 2017, and then we went to your show. That was the last
right.
time I was there, and then I left Panama, and then I came to live in Germany. So I've been here for almost 30 months or something like
Oh,
that.
wow, great.
Yeah.
And how are things there with regards to COVID?
Oh well, they weren't as strict as in Panama, but they closed everything. I mean, they didn't have to. Just by closing all the businesses and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was like you couldn't go out, you couldn't do anything. So
Right.
pretty much you could only go to work
Mm-hmm.
and come back home. And most of the people were sent home to do home office. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And how's it been for you? I mean, you've obviously been busy. You've got a new single, which we're going to talk about in a moment. But how's it been working out for you work-wise over there?
Well, work wise, well, I started working as an English teacher
Mm-hmm.
here in Germany. And then but then came the lockdown, so I had to leave that aside also.
Right. Right.
And I also work in a clinic for people with that, like a recovery clinic for some people.
Okay.
And then as part of their music therapy, I give some concerts there for
Mm-hmm.
some people. And then in between the English lessons and the concerts in the clinics, I'm doing fine. I'm hanging in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but it was very hard yeah, during the lockdown, because like pretty much I couldn't do any of the both. And then
Mm.
I could do some online courses, but it's not the same, you know what I mean?
No. No. No, definitely, definitely. And I tell you what, because you mentioned when you came here to visit us in the studio, I mean, one of the things that I remember about that visit was that you had your album on a credit card USB, and
Yes, exactly.
I'd never seen one of those before, and I thought, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah. I'm planning to do the same thing with the second album right now. I haven't ordered it because pretty much we haven't had any concerts or anything, and that's where I
Right.
sell
Mm-hmm.
that's where I sell the everything, the my merchandise, my books,
Sure.
my
Sure.
USB albums and everything. Everything is there like on a little table for people to get it. But I there's no concerts.
No.
It's just now started opening here in Germany. I'm talking about maybe since June 26th, it's been open Germany.
Right. Right. What about
So
the bars and the restaurants? Are they open or?
yes, since June
Yeah.
26th,
Okay.
they've been opening. But before that, I didn't go to a bar since October last year until until June 26th. Like I didn't know what was that. You know what I mean? I mean, it was very hard. That Gary, that was hard. You know what I mean? Very, very, very
Oh,
hard to
trust
do that.
me, I know. Yes, trust me. I know exactly
Jesus
what you're talking
Christ.
about.
I like going out with my wife, going
Hmm.
for a
Hmm.
walk, and especially when it's dark here in winter. It's dark, it's
Hmm.
cold. You want to go out, sit down somewhere, have a coffee or whatever,
Sure,
and,
sure.
and just chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it
No,
was very hard. But I think it's been very hard for everyone. So
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, how things have changed. I mean, one of the things that's changed, we're talking on Zoom, which, to be honest with you, until the pandemic, I had never heard of before.
Me
And now
neither,
it,
man.
and now it's become a life staple, you know. It's
Yes, exactly. people celebrating birthdays on Zoom and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like well, I was hoping you would ask something like this because I have come kind of an expert giving online concerts. So if you would
Mhm.
like, I could
Right.
grab
Yeah.
one of these guitars over here and play the
Yeah.
song that I have for you right now. So cause I had everything set up, it's gonna
Uh-huh.
sound very good if you let me,
Yeah,
like
no, I'd love
listen.
to. Yeah, no, definitely. And let's
Okay.
we'll do that in a minute. And we're also going to listen to your new single. Now, tell me, you say you're working on the album. You've just released the single,
Yeah.
Apartment for Rent. Give me a little bit of history on that.
Okay. Like I told you, I got here on
Mm,
2019, and then I had a buddy from Nashville, and then like we used to work in Panama, like in 2012. We tried to do
mhm,
some shows over there, with major bands like Skid Row, like
mhm. Wow.
Elvis Presley's tribute and stuff like
Mhm,
that. And then years after that, we didn't talk to each other, and until he came to Amsterdam, and then he said, like, can you come and help me with the merchandise over here? I said, sure, no problem. And then we started working with Don McLean, and then
Don McLean, your big favorite
yes,
of mine. Big
you, you
favorite of mine.
yeah, like American Pie, like bye, like
Sure, sure. Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, we started working with him, but I was just working, like in merchandise and stuff. And then like I had a friend that had a reggae band, and then I wrote him. I said, hey, I can play the guitar with you if you want. And
Hmm.
then everything was going fine. That's why that was right before March 2020, before the lockdown and everything. And then we were gonna do shows, we were gonna do this, we were gonna do that, and then like I don't know what happened in the middle.
Mm.
Like everything got stopped, complete. We had no future, no nothing.
No.
So this guy from a band I know, Reggae Don,
No.
he asked me to play the guitar in his band. After I came from this concert over there, and
Mhm,
then he
mhm.
said like, come here, come to the studio, and I'm gonna introduce you to Marcus Clint. And then
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
okay, you know, just like you went right now, like,
Yeah.
okay. So we went there. So I was like, okay, let's see what we can do. And then like we started doing we started recording his music and everything. And then Marcus
Mhm.
asked me, like, hey, but do you have your own music? And then I said, of course. And then I started recording some music, and then he said, oh well, we can do an album. And we recorded like 13 songs.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so far it's been 13 songs, because of course, because we were in the lockdown, so we were
Mm. Mhm.
completely I was like in a very creative mood,
Mhm.
and thank God we could go out and still like meet one person from one household,
Right, right.
and in one place to visit, and that's what we did.
Mhm.
Me and him started recording 13 songs, and we have our first single. That's why I don't have any album to show
Right.
right now. I did finish my second book though, that I have it here. I can
Okay.
yes, here, look.
Well, what is it? Put it up so we can see.
Wait, here. This is my second book here.
Ah, a guitar with purpose.
Yes, there you go.
Excellent. There we go. Wonderful. Wonderful.
It's like the second book I wrote. I decided to write it in English.
Mhm.
So wow, everything gets mixed up, Gary. Like you asked me how the song was. It's like everything comes like boom, 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 boom. So yes, while I was in lockdown, I started writing the book. I started writing some songs,
Mhm.
and I told Marcus, you know what? You really made me change my style. I used to write like very bluesy and depressive,
Mhm. Mhm.
and he wrote he made music like really happy, like happy
Mhm.
music, happy, happy Jojo, like I say. so 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 I just like wrote the lyrics and put on some melodies and work together in the song
Hmm.
and the whole
Hmm.
harmony and everything. And we have a I think we have a really nice product that we can show to the people. And
Great.
I hope the people that are listening would like it, because it's a complete new like vibe, a whole
Hmm.
new energy that we have right now. So yeah.
All right. Well, tell you what we're going to do. You hang tight there, and
Okay.
we're going to play your single, which is "Apartments for Rent."
Okay.
Got a job at a good old pub, playing guitar for a few bucks more. Playing always for the same old crowd. Got my tips and went on home. Wasn't sure about it, I tell you. Wasn't sure if you'd be home or away. We're like apartments for rent. Never know who you're gonna get. Hoping always for a better chance without knowing. Getting out of bed ain't easy. Getting on the bus in the cold rain. Got on my phone with my heart in pieces. In the old pub to start over again. Wasn't sure about it, I tell you. Wasn't sure if you'd be home or away. We're like apartments for rent. Never know who you're gonna get. Hoping always for a better change without knowing. Wasn't sure about it. Wasn't sure if you'd be home. Wasn't sure about it. Wasn't sure if you'd be home or away. We're like apartments for rent. Never know who you're gonna get. Hoping always for a better chance without knowing. We're like apartments for rent. Never know who you're gonna get. Hoping always for a better chance without knowing. We're like apartments for rent. Never know who you're gonna get. Hoping always for a better chance. We're like apartments for rent. Apartments for rent. Apartments for rent.
There you go. We got a very appreciative audience here in the studio. Apartments to rent. I was thinking while I was listening, because in actual fact, I did have a few apartments at one time to rent here in Panama, and that line, "You never know who you're going to get," is so true.
Yes. Like I wrote the song, and actually, like, yeah, well, I'm glad you can relate to the song.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, you want to try and get Airbnb to sponsor it.
Yeah, like you never know what you're going to get. And then like I'm here, and I was trying to get a catchy title for everything, and I'm like,
Hmm.
and then I see this thing like apartments for rent, and then I'm like, okay, why not try this thing. And pretty much all the songs I wrote, like since I was in the lockdown and everything, and
Right.
and and I was I've been married for 4 years now.
Hmm.
I wrote about love and being happy. It's like
Hmm.
and this lockdown. The only good thing about this lockdown is that it was like for like I was in the honeymoon forever. You know what I mean? So it's like it's
You
been
were lucky. You were lucky because I'm sure for quite a few people, Alejandro, the situation was quite the opposite.
yes, I know. For some people, they were like, oh, we give assistance to people like they want to run away from their husbands or their wives.
Yeah, the
But
expression, if this is what retirement's going to be like, you can forget it.
yeah, well, to me it was really. I guess I'm lucky. I guess I'm lucky. I guess, and then like
Me too.
I'm really happy that we could have this time together, and and
Hmm.
and and it reflects a lot in the way that I wrote the music. It wasn't anymore about pain
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
sorrow or anything like that. It was just being happy with the person that you love, and
Oh.
and then like I put that in the video too. Like in the
Hmm.
video is just about the about little pieces of our travel together here and there that I wrote in
Right.
the book too.
Hmm.
And I think people can find it in YouTube. Is well, if you look only apartments for rent, I think you're gonna have a hard time. You have to write maybe Alejandro Hilton apartments for rent, and then probably probably you can find it easier. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy about this new period in my life. It's like like I feel fresh. Like with a
Hmm.
new thing
Hmm.
coming and everything. Like I don't want to write about sad stuff anymore ever again. It was like I was into that. Like I was feeding myself on sadness. No, 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 no. You can't forget about that.
Well, because you're not the first one to write about the Palmer, because I remember there's an album came out a while ago by Shirley Bassey, and
Yeah.
the album was called The Performance. And the album, what they did was they got different artists to write songs for her. And
Uh-huh.
one of them is just called Apartment.
Okay. All right.
So that's a good one. She says, give me an apartment. I think was sort of something along the lines that completely different different context to yours. And how how is the album shaping up?
Well, like you see, it's like this. Like I told you, it's funny. It's very funny because the Marcus Klenk, the producer that I was
Hmm.
telling you about,
Hmm.
like I told you, I came with the singer from Reggae Don,
Right.
and he says like, okay, you can record with me. So he thought, I mean he sees the dreads, he sees everything, and then okay, so so he goes like, let's start recording some reggae. And I'm like, sure, why not, let's do it. And then like
Uh-huh.
as we go, we move forward. I said, really, I like playing blues and rock and classic rock and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then he's just like, okay, so now we have a very interesting album coming up because we have like three songs that
Hmm.
are in a type, not like reggae, like reggaeton,
Hmm.
but like reggae roots. But it's not like the classic reggae roots. It's more, I don't know, more like contemporary, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
So like with
A fusion.
yeah, mother and elements from today,
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
not like from before. But I
Right.
still have, it's just that I love this 1930s 50s, so I always try to look for the classical sound. But with this dude, I mean, you have to work together with other people. And then he wants to put like this new electric, like, look, I got this pew pew. I'm like, okay, all right. This effects and stuff. And like, yeah, like I think it's very interesting, the clash, that clash
Hmm.
of taste. And yeah.
It's funny because, sort of playing music, and I mean, I've got the Billboard Hot 100 going back to the 1940s, something, all the way. And of course, you mentioned earlier on Don McLean, who is,
Yeah. Mhm.
one of my musical heroes, because I remember in the 70s, there was the likes of Don McLean, there was James Taylor, these guys made some incredible ballads. They really did. And you had
Yes.
some great songwriters as well. And this is sort of, you go through the music over the different decades. And then you come to the 90s, and it seems to sort of peter out during the 90s, that there are less and less tracks that you're thinking, yeah, okay. And of course, these days, if you see a track and it says featuring so and so, you're going to have some guy in the middle taking a really good song and ruining it by
Yeah.
just doing his little bit in the middle of I don't know what you call rap, I suppose, in the middle of a good song.
Yeah.
Or if you get a song and you put it on and it starts off with "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next. But I have an excuse, you see. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. Well, Don McLean actually, he started another song with another rapper. I don't remember the name right now. I don't want to say the name because I know I don't want to say it and then I'm wrong and then like
Right,
everybody's
right,
like,
right.
oh. So but then he had some rapper featuring in another song that he wrote before, and like this is going back and forth everywhere. Like now
Right.
Metallica also is featuring rappers in their new album, and
Hmm.
all the rockers are like, whoa, well, what's happening? And I really think like it's just a fusion of everything. Like today I can't go to a festival and just listen to one type of music. I like
Hmm.
listening to
Hmm.
everything at the
Hmm.
same time. So that's one thing that I think this generation has and it's a positive thing that they have in this generation then
Hmm.
and in these days. I really, I also love classic rock. I mean, it makes
Right.
you think all the lyrics, like especially like from Don McLean and all
Hmm.
these guys. Like Bob Dylan, of course,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
so all these guys are very influential in the way other people write.
Hmm.
But I think what really happens is like to people like us that like this, you want to look for you we still want to hear those those lyrics that make you
Mm.
think all the time. And then you turn on the radio and all you hear is ooh baby, ooh, and then boom, 3 minutes of the same thing, like so
You
so
do
yeah, it's like
you do that very well. You should think about releasing that. I mean, but one thing I remember Don McLean. I mean, he did some. I mean, he did. Crying. He did, as you said, American Pie, Vincent.
yeah.
But he brought an album out called Chain Lightning, and I
Okay.
loved the title track on that song, and it was over 7 minutes. It was a long, long
Yeah,
track.
yeah, yeah. I don't think he believed in being a commercial hit anywhere
No,
at any
no.
time. He was always just the whole time on doing what he believed and doing what he wants. And that's the thing. People, they just make a song that they can mix for 2 minutes with another song
Mhm.
just for the club. And that's, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you're making money as a musician and everything, but
Mhm.
and sometimes the lyrics are just about the same thing,
Mhm.
sexualizing women or crime or anything like that. But to tell you the truth, it's the environment that people are living.
Sure,
So
sure. These are different times. These are
yeah.
different times.
And
Absolutely.
in
And
those, yeah.
I was just going to say, I mean, we've had the millenniums, and now they've got Generation Z. I think it is because the thing is, the next generation is going to be this generation, which will be the COVIDians.
Oh wow, that I don't like. I really feel bad for, like, I have a 10-year-old kid,
Right.
and he's going to school, and but going to school, uh, like, because he really doesn't go to school. He just stays there, and I try to do something with him, to get some activities, to go out and do something
Mm.
here and there.
Right. Right. Hmm.
But like it's impossible. Like you can't. You're so afraid of everything. I
Mm.
have another friend that decided to go to live in Coronado on his own
Right.
because he doesn't want contact with anybody, like
Mm.
anybody. And he
Hmm.
says like, I don't have to go to the city. I'm just staying here. I don't want to get vaccinated or anything. And that's another thing. People are afraid of so many things, like
Mm.
getting vaccinated, which is not a bad thing. I already got my first shot.
Yeah.
My parents are got both their shots now, so
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
they're well. Let's hope they're safe.
Well, I don't know if they're doing it in Germany, but I think it's in France or that, because some people had this discussion recently about, well, people don't want to be vaccinated. Well, that's their choice. But the thing is, the time is going to come, and it's, let's say they are doing it in France. I think it's going to be done in the United Kingdom as well. That if you want to go to a restaurant, if you want to go into the pub, if you want, you're going to have to show that you've been
A
vaccinated.
passport.
You know,
Yes.
and if it's your choice. If you don't want to be vaccinated, that's okay. But you will not get access to public spaces and things like that. So, and I don't understand people that don't want to be vaccinated, to be perfectly honest.
Well, everything was going fine, and like you said, people have the freedom of choice to get
Hmm.
vaccinated or not. But like I was in France, very close to here, not like Paris or anything,
Right,
like
right.
in a little town called, well, not, it's a city. It's a
Hmm.
city not so big, but it's called Strasbourg. Very
Okay, yeah,
beautiful,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
very beautiful city. And but it's in France. I mean, it's on the border with Germany, but the minute you cross, it
Hmm.
begins everything in French. Everybody talking in French. It's like like a new world. Like 5 minutes of you went into the Twilight Zone. So and everybody was outside, and it was like there was no COVID at all whatsoever, and it
Mm,
was a very nice thing. But
mm,
to see everybody happy again and doing that. But I know that in Amsterdam, if you want to go to a club, because they open the clubs, the problem
mhm.
is the closed spaces.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
biggest concern. The
yeah.
closed spaces, of course, clubs and
Mm,
and discos, that when people want to go dancing and
mm,
everything, and
yeah.
the distance from the people is very low when you're dancing.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
you're like, you meet somebody, you make out, and some people make out 2 or 3 times in the same night. So
Yes,
yeah.
I remember being young. Um, um, Alejandro, unfortunately, we've run out of time. I've got to wrap up the show.
Yeah,
We'll have to do this again, and we'll have to get you with your guitar, and you can play for us on the program. We'll try and slot
whenever
that
you
in.
want. I
It's
love
so
your show.
easy. It's so easy. You see, we've just proved that. Look, my friend,
Yeah.
lovely to talk to you again. Good luck with the single. Keep working on the album. Keep in touch with us. Always lovely to chat with you. And most importantly, keep safe.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Thank you very much for having
Take
me on
care,
the
my
show,
friend.
Gary.
All the very best.
Hi.
And
Ciao,
Yasmin,
Jasmine.
she's waving. There she is.
Jasmine. Ciao, Jasmine. Ciao. So call me up whenever you want, whenever you want. And believe me, my mom is listening to your show. Every day she listens to you, man.
Good. We'll send her the check. Take care, my friend.
All
There we go.
right, bye.
Alejandro Hilton with us here on this morning's breakfast show. And that seriously has brought us to the end of today's program. And we're definitely going to have to get him back. We're getting to perform for us live on the program as well. So a big thank you again to Alejandro. Big thank you to, of course, our movie reviewer, Andres Clementi, our intrepid outdoor reporter, Ingrid McCartney. Yasmin here in the Breakfast Show studio. She's done all the work. She got Alejandro all set up with us. And we will be back with you tomorrow. Oh, yeah, mustn't forget to thank Neil, our co-producer in the UK, and the boys and girls at Group Agrada. And most importantly, to you, our listeners, advertisers, and sponsors, thank you so very much for being with us here on The Breakfast Show, 89.3 Cool FM. I'll be back with you tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning. Whatever it is you're going to be doing between now and then, don't forget what we say. Make sure that you're wearing your mask. Wear a face shield, especially if you're going to be on public transport. Keep washing your hands, and most importantly, stay away from other people. I want to be talking to you tomorrow. Remember, not talking about you. From me, Gerry D. Till then, ta-da.